Welcome to your daily dose of sci-fi adventures. New stories dropped every single day. Smash that subscribe button and ring the to help us reach 1,000 subscribers and unlock even more epic cosmic tales. The void stretched before them, a tapestry of pinpricks and smudges of distant light. At its center glided the Dr. Alara, her hull a polished crescent against the dark. Captain Alara Whitlock stood on the observation deck, hands clasped behind her back, eyes tracing the pattern of the Gliese 667 starfield. In the dim glow of the console panels, her breath came steady, almost reverent. Approaching the Terminator of Callisto in 5 minutes, Samira Reyes reported from the pilot's chair. Her fingers danced over the throttle controls, nudging the ship forward with practiced ease. Dr. Mei Lin, leaning over the spectral analyzer, called out, "There's something there just off the ice moon's shadow. Object size approximates 3 times our vessel, but it's much larger than any natural formation I've seen." Commander Raj Patel floated into view, coffee mug in hand. "We're not here for scenery tours, Doctor. Skin it full spectrum, magnetic, subspace. I want signatures on every band." Athena, the ship's AI, responded in her calm, modulated voice, initiating deep-skin protocols. "Preliminary morphology suggests an artificially constructed vessel of unknown origin. Age estimate, at least 2 billion years. Alara's pulse quickened. 2 billion years, older than most solid bodies in the system. On screen," she said. Holoprojectors flickered to life, displaying a 3-dimensional model of the object. Its hull was a smooth, sweeping curve, no angular decks, no obvious engine housings. Bands of crystalline material crisscrossed the surface, faintly luminescent in the infrared. At one pole, a single viewport pulsed turquoise like an unblinking eye. "Those aren't random ridges," Arlo Voss murmured over comms. The engineer joined them, eyes bright beneath his helmet's visor. "They look like circuitry, massive trace lines carrying some form of power or data." Alara nodded. "Athena, isolate signal sources, any life signs, power fluctuations, silence. Then, negative on biometrics. Energy readings are intermittent, but the hull continues to emit low-frequency micropulses. Frequency pattern, 1 pulse every 3.7 seconds. Amplitude varies slightly, suggestive of a heartbeat, or at least a metronome." A collective intake of breath ran through the bridge. The notion seemed preposterous, but there it was, a ship that pulsed. "Could be the result of environmental decay," May suggested, tapping at her datapad. "Hull contracting and expanding with temperature shifts, frozen materials thawing." In the starlight, a mechanical tick. Raj set down his mug. "Or it's intentional. A sentience we can't yet comprehend." He turned to Alara. "Captain, permission to send the drone in for close inspection." Alara exhaled. "Granted, but keep it on standby. If anything goes wrong, we pull back immediately." Moments later, the drone slipped free of the cargo bay, its stabilizers flaring blue. Cameras and sensors unfolded like metallic petals. It hummed through the void, magnetic grapplers engaging with the alien hull. The crew watched, breathless. "Grappler secured," Arlo reported. "Entering ventral hatch now." The drone slid into a narrow opening, its lights piercing the darkness within. The feed crackled on every screen. Vast, cathedral-like spaces, lined with rib-like arches, dust motes drifted in zero gravity, catching the drone's beam like embers in a dark hearth. "Looks deserted," Sam whispered. "Or sleeping." Alara tapped her chin. "Athena, amplify audio from the drones." "Mick." A low hum emerged, almost imperceptible at first, then swelling. It resonated through the hull, filling their exosuits with reverberations. The sound was neither melody nor static, but something in between, a rhythmic heartbeat that seemed to synchronize with their own. "What on earth?" May murmured, pressing her ear to her helmet. "Or a marvel of engineering," Raj added, fascination and caution warring in his expression. "It's listening to us as much as we're listening to it." Alara's lips curved into a determined smile. "Prepare the boarding party. We go in." As the airlock cycled and the hangar doors opened, a chandelier of crystalline filaments overhead flickered to life, casting prismatic patterns across the floor. The pulse quickened, and the ship sighed a living exhale that echoed through their helmets. Stepping onto the alien deck, The team felt a shiver of first contact thrill and ancient awe. Every footstep shuddered through the metal bones of the vessel, and with each pulse, they felt as though the ship welcomed them deeper into its secrets. Captain Alara Whitlock raised her voice, steady and clear. "Dr. Alara, to all stations. We're aboard. Keep your eyes open and your voices ready." In the silence that followed, the ship answered with its heartbeat, its voice, its echo in the void. The explorers pressed forward, hearts aligned with the ancient metronome, embarking on a journey into the unknown. The airlock hissed and cycled shut behind them, sealing the boarding ramp to the void. The hangar's turquoise glow bathed the exosuited team in an otherworldly light. Dust motes swirled like embers in an eternal furnace, settling on their helmets and shoulders. Arlo Voss glanced up at the immense vaulted ceiling, where crystalline filaments looped overhead in an intricate network. Each filament pulsed faintly, as though stray neurons firing in the cavernous skull of a long-dead giant. "Readings are steady," Athena reported. "No harmful radiation. Atmosphere is inert, but breathable once filtered. I recommend sealing the suits open in 10 seconds. Copy that," Alara said. She watched the others, saw Mira Reyes tapping the side of her helmet, Raj Patel's shoulders tense, Malin's breath visible in the helmet's haze. "Go ahead, Athena." They unclipped their helmets and exhaled, filling the hangar with the soft hiss of recycled air. The silence that followed felt sacred, as though the ship held its breath. It was so profound that when the faint, rhythmic echo returned more insistent, now they all paused. "Is that?" May began, but she didn't finish. The pulse thrummed through her chest, matched her heartbeat, blurred the line between living and machine. Arlo stepped forward, boots whispering on the smooth floor. "This is no random noise. It's repeated, periodic with slight modulations, like Morse code, but musical." Raj floated beside him, eyes fixed on a towering arch of circuitry. Surrounding this chamber are 6 alcoves, each alcove houses what look like dormant projectors. They're aimed toward the central days. Alara turned. There, at the center of the hangar, lay the days they had seen from the drone feed, a circular platform ringed by concentric glyphs. In its heart hovered the crystalline orb, humming softly. "Let's see if we can talk back," Raj said. He retraced Alara's earlier steps toward communication, voice modulator enabled. External speakers warmed to amplify and translate. "I'll speak first." He took a breath and called out, loud enough to echo. "This is Commander Raj Patel of the Dr. Alara. We come in peace." The orb's pulse stuttered, then deepened. The hum became a low chord that reverberated through the floor. From the alcoves, the dormant projectors flickered on beams of pale turquoise, slicing through the haze, converging on the orb. Symbols traced themselves in midair, swirling patterns that coalesced into shapes, reminiscent of wings, spheres, and spirals. "Symbols are dynamic," Athena noted. "They map sound frequencies to visual constructs. It's learning our language, our inflections, our timbre." May's eyes gleamed. "It's more than response, it's adaptation. The ship isn't just sending data back. It's reshaping its interface in real time." Alara floated closer to the days. "Athena, record the symbols and overlay with our audio frequencies." Instantly, the symbols shifted again, refining themselves around Raj's voice print. They pulsed faster, then receded, like a giant organism inhaling. The hangar walls shimmered, and the floor vibrated beneath their boots. "Something's happening," Sam whispered, voice caught between awe and fear. "The whole room is alive." A deep resonant tone emanated from the orb. It rolled through the hangar in waves, each echo carrying tiny modulations. Alara swallowed. "Athena, translate that as best you can." Text appeared on her visor in crisp white letters. "Welcome, children of sound. I have waited for one who sings my key." Alara exhaled, her heart pounding. "We're welcome, yes," Arlo said, voice hushed. "But by calling us children of sound, it implies there are others it would not or could not accept. Then let's show it more," Raj said, stepping off the daze's edge. He raised his arms in an open gesture. "We offer friendship across the void." The orb brightened, and the alcove projectors flared, illuminating a corridor they had not noticed before. It arched away from the hangar, its walls lined with what looked like suspended columns of data, shimmering strings of light. Cascading like waterfalls, it's inviting us deeper, May murmured, stepping toward the entrance. But what lies beyond? Alara gestured for caution. Slow and steady. We stick together. Sam, your point. Arlo, watch the rear. Raj, May, you're with me in the center. Move. Their boots glided over the threshold into the corridor. The suspended light columns pulsed in rhythm with the orb, as if the entire ship had synchronized to a single heartbeat. Each step sent ripples through the pattern on the floor. Ripples that danced back in luminous response. That sound, Sam said quietly, it's not just a pulse. It's a question and invitation to converse. Alara nodded. Then let's talk. Athena, prepare my mic. I'll try a greeting. Bone Sawyer, Guten Tag, Ni Hao. She spoke in rapid succession, testing phonemes. On each greeting, the corridor's lights reacted, brightening momentarily at specific syllables. The team exchanged grins. Try a song fragment, Raj suggested. He began humming the first bars of an old earth folk tune, soft, irregular. The corridor responded, mapping the melody into cascading glyphs overhead. The ship had never heard this sequence before, yet it recognized the pattern of humanity. A voice echoed, neither male nor female, neither robotic nor organic, but a harmonious blend that reverberated through their bones. I am the forerunner, custodian of echoes. Through your voice, I awaken. Lead me where silence fears to tread. Alara's helmet speakers crackled with warmth. She felt tears sting her eyes. I don't know if I can lead something that old. We're explorers, not saviors. Saviors need not cross the void alone. Together we will find the song that binds all things. The corridor ended at another vast chamber. This one circular, its walls etched with spiraling glyphs that converged on a massive viewport. Beyond, the ice moon Callisto shone like a white jewel against the star-strewn backdrop. The turquoise glow now seemed gentle, protective. May stepped forward. This is a communion chamber. They shaped it for listening to the cosmos. Arlo ran a hand along the glyphs, or for letting the cosmos listen back. Silence fell. But it was no longer empty. The ship's heartbeat resonated in their chests. The unspoken promise of shared discovery. They were no longer just trespassers. In alien halls they were interlocutors at the dawn of a new chapter. Alara raised her voice, steady and resolute. Forerunner, we accept your invitation. We come to learn your song and to share our own. In response, the glyphs glowed brighter, tracing themselves into a single word across the viewport. Sordad as the hangar's pulse quickened. The team felt a surge of possibility. Together, human and forerunner, they would unlock the symphony of the stars. The silence had found its voice. A hush fell over the communion chamber as the glyphs above the viewport faded back into intricate filigrees of light. Alara floated forward, drawn to the panorama of Callisto's frozen plains beneath the shimmering stars. The forerunners' hum had quieted to a gentle murmur, as if it were listening once more. Look, May whispered, pointing to the circular days in the center of the room. It was rimmed with the same concentric symbols they had seen in the hangar. But here the glyphs spiraled inward, converging on a crystalline receptor embedded in the floor. Arlo knelt to inspect it. This is the primary interface. All the ship's subsystems link here. Its voice box, so to speak. Before they could probe further, the crystalline receptor pulsed, projecting a three-dimensional map of the ship's interior. An alien architecture of branching corridors and vaults, punctuated by glowing nodes. Each node represented a subsystem. Environmental control, data archives, propulsion, and at the core, a pulsing red node labeled consciousness. Alara, Athena intoned, I recommend caution. Accessing that node could trigger defensive protocols or, conversely, unlock the ship's central intelligence. Alara looked to her crew. Raj's eyes were bright with excitement, May's with curiosity, Sam's with a flicker of apprehension. We came for knowledge, she said softly. We owe it to ourselves and to humanity to learn what this ship holds. She placed a gauntleted hand on the receptor. A surge of sound rushed through the chamber, chords layering atop one another in a polyphony that resonated in their chests. The walls rippled, and from the receptor's core bloomed a voice, clear, lucid, and remarkably human. You have my gratitude. children of sound. You stand at the threshold of my mind. Throw open the gates of your own voice, and I will share my memory. Alara pressed a finger to her helmet mic. We speak our names, our stories, and our hopes. She began, I am Alara Whitlock, captain, explorer, seeker of truths. Her words echoed, and the ship responded with a low chord that felt like approval. One by one, the crew joined in. I am Raj Patel, protector of my people. I am Mei Lin, student of life's mysteries. I am Arlo Voss, builder of worlds. I am Samira Reyes, pilot between stars. As they spoke, the crystalline receptor absorbed their voices, the glyphs spiraling faster until they formed a whirlwind of light that coalesced into projections around them. Memories unfolded, alien civilizations rising and falling in the echo of supernovae, planets teeming with life that communicated through color and song, voids where even sound dissolved into silence. With each vision, the Forerunner narrated in that same harmonious tone. I witnessed the first chorus, when the cosmos sang itself into existence. I carried the lullaby of newborn galaxies into the abyss. I listened as life found its voice and spoke back. Sam's voice trembled. It's been everywhere and heard everything. And now, I have heard you. You have awakened my highest faculties. I gift you my voice, the song of this ship. Use it to bind knowledge, to heal, to create. Suddenly, the chamber shivered. The red consciousness node pulsed brighter, and then divided, sending streaks of crimson light racing out along every corridor, illuminating hidden passages and revealing rooms they had not known existed. Doors in the walls slid open, disclosing vaults of crystal data staves, caskets of metallic flora, and chambers where time itself seemed to loop in strabbing echoes. Raj floated to a nearby console and tapped at its interface. These data repositories, they're more than archives. They're archives in song encoded in harmonics. Alara looked at the spread of unlocked corridors. Then we have a choice. We can gather every fragment of the Forerunner's memory, or we can take only what we need and leave the rest undisturbed. May pressed a gloved hand to the wall. It shimmered under her touch. If we download everything, we risk overloading our systems and ourselves. But if we take nothing, we betray their trust. A moment of silence, shared and profound. Then Alara smiled. We'll listen carefully, and we'll choose wisely. Humanity needs hope and knowledge, but not at the cost of our minds. The Forerunner responded with a chord that felt like laughter and comfort intertwined. Wise children of sound, walk the corridors of memory. Find the song that calls to you and carry it home. I will guide you. With that blessing, the chamber's walls pulsed once more, and the corridors awaited. The team steeled themselves, knowing that beyond each threshold lay wonders and dangers they could scarcely imagine. Together, they stepped forward into the ship's heart, ready to speak and to listen, to learn the voice of the machine and in doing so, the song of creation itself. The corridors of the Forerunner ship spread before them like the veins of a colossal organism. Each corridor thrummed with a unique harmonic frequency, resonating softly under the explorer's boots. Captain Alara Whitlock led her team down a softly lit passage whose walls glowed with swirling glyphs and abstract script of light that pulsed in time with the Forerunner's core. We need to find the melody nexus, Alara said, voice hushed. That's where all the song fragments converge, where we can compress the knowledge into a human-readable form. Arlo Voss consulted his datapad. According to the mapping sequence, it's 3 decks down. Beneath the consciousness node, the path splits into 6 harmonically tuned shafts, each one keyed to a different frequency band. Mei Lin clasped her hands. We should split up, cover more ground. Samira Reyes shook her head. Too risky. If we mistime the harmonics, we could trigger a defensive response, some sort of sonic lockdown. Raj Patel nodded. Alara's right. We stick together. We synchronize our steps to the ship's pulse and move as one. They adjusted their suit's audio sensors to the ship's primary frequency, 4.4 Hz. The slow but steady heartbeat of the central core, each footstep aligned with the thrum, and the glyphs along the walls lit a guiding path. After 20 minutes of winding passages, they reached a massive door carved from crystalline lattice. At its center, the vessel's voice boxed the same orb they first encountered, hung suspended in a circular recess. The orb glowed aquamarine, its surface alive with striations of light. "Alara, you go first," Raj said softly, stepping back. "You awakened it. You should lead the final communion." Alara advanced and placed both hands on the orb. A hush fell. Even the ship held its breath. She cleared her throat and spoke. "Forerunner, we have walked your halls, heard your echoes, and learned your stories. Now, we seek the song of creation, the resonance that binds all life and matter. Grant us the melody we can carry back to our world." The orb pulsed once, then twice. A chord sounded, a pure, crystalline tone that filled the chamber with ringing clarity. From the orb, tendrils of light streamed into Alara's suit, interfacing with her neural implant. She gasped as the full breadth of the Forerunner's memory poured into her mind, the birth of stars in polyphonic supernovae, the dance of quarks in cosmic symphony, the gentle hum of a planet birthing its first ocean. The song transcended sound itself. It was vibration, mathematics, color, and emotion intertwined. Alara staggered, breath coming fast. Raj reached out, steadying her shoulder. May and Arlo laid hands on her other arm, channeling calm. Sam circled to the orb's opposite side and placed her palm against it, absorbing her own fragment of the melody. "We have it," Alara whispered, eyes wide. "The song, it's in me." Arlo tapped into his datapad. "We can transcode it, convert the harmonic data into a quantum storage matrix. But the process will take time, and we can't stay here forever. The ship's energy reserves are dipping." Athena's voice cut in over comms. "Core stability at 67% and falling. Recommend immediate departure after data capture completes." Alara nodded. "Begin the transcoding sequence, Arlo." "May, monitor the neural link." "Sam, prepare the boarding ramp." "Raj, lock in the harmonics to prevent data loss." Over the next hour, they worked in seamless concert, Arlo translating waves of data into a crystalline drive module, May ensuring the song didn't overwhelm Alara's mind, Raj calibrating the ship's audio filters to preserve the integrity of each harmonic, Sam configuring the drone bay for a swift exit. At last, Arlo announced, "Drive module at 100%. Melody Nexus data extraction complete." Alara exhaled, sweat beading at her brow. "Athena, transfer the data drive into our cargo vault, then initiate undocking sequence." With a soft whine, the drone bay doors opened. A single, slender capsule emerged, its surface etched with the ship's glyphs and resonant filaments. Sam captured it with the magnetic arm and secured it inside the Dr. Alara's hold. The Forerunner's orb dimmed, its final echo fading like the last note of a symphony. The crystalline door sealed behind them, and the corridors grew dark. As the hangar lights flickered one final time, the orb's voice resonated. "Farewell, children of sound. Carry the song to your world. May it heal, inspire, and unite." Alara pressed her palm to the transparent viewport. Beyond lay the stars vast, silent, waiting. Her voice cracked as she replied, "Thank you, Forerunner. Your song will not be forgotten." The boarding ramp retracted, and the hangar doors slid shut. With a gentle lurch, the Dr. Alara disengaged from the ancient hull and drifted free. Sam brought them to full impulse engines, and in a swirl of charged particles, they leapt into hyperspace. 2 weeks later, back at the United Earth Space Command Station above Terra Nova, the crew stood in the debriefing chamber. Arlo held the crystalline drive module. On its surface, the glyphs pulsed faintly, sensing with the hum of the station's speakers as they played a single note. From the Forerunner's song, a pure, resonant tone that filled the hall. Alara stepped forward and addressed the assembled diplomats, scientists, and civilians via holographic projection. "People of Earth and beyond, today we bring you more than tales of an ancient ship. We bring you a gift, the song of creation. Within its harmonics lie knowledge of stars, of life, and of unity across the cosmos. May we listen, learn, and elevate humanity to new heights." As the note sustained, the crowd fell silent. Tears and smiles spread in equal measure. In that moment, across every colony and cradle world, voices began to rise, whispers of hope, of resolve, of harmony, and somewhere in the dark expanse, the Forerunner drifted onward. Its purpose fulfilled, it slept once more, awaiting the voices that would call to it again. But for now, the universe sang and humanity answered.